Right, so today we're going to talk about our OZZ light range. We've got a huge selection here from all the various lights we do offer, everything from driving lights to LED light bars, as well as a number of the wiring kits that we've got here as well. There's been a lot of confusion about which light you need with which wiring kit, so we're going to cover all those off, down from your normal light bars all the way up to your big LED driving lights with warning lights built in. Starting off at the bottom, we've got our 2-pin connectors, then we step up to a 3-pin triangular connection, right up to a 4-pin, and then finally a 6-pin for the larger lights with multiple functions. At the very basics, most of the lights that we see here today, we're using this normal 4-pin Deutsch connector. That's also abbreviated to a DT4. So if you're looking on the website and that's what the light has got, you'll need a DT4 wiring loom kit. We offer them in a single, a 2-light and a 4-light configuration and a single loom. So you can have 4 lights on a single loom wired into the vehicle. So what we've got on the table here is one of our OZZ 4-pin 2-light kits. So it's a single loom, and what you get in this kit is all the wiring you need to wire that into the vehicle, as well as a large relay which has got the built-in relay for you, but is also XBB compatible. So if you've got a strands unit, you can plug that straight in and that'll take the reading off your CAN bus in your vehicle, which will allow you to take your high beam function, side light, indicators, warning lights from the rest of your loom. So in this kit here, we've got our 4-pin 2-light connectors. So you can see your loom comes in, brings all your power through to your lights, and then you've got 2 separate connectors here. This is on quite a long loom here, so you've got a decent amount of length to spread these out or have them as close together, as well as run that wiring loom back through your vehicle. When we're talking about the 4-pin, we're talking about these 4 little connectors in here. So that's 4 separate functions. So you've got your power and earth, and then you've got your orange and your white DRL function. A really nice feature of OZZ is that the fact that they provide their own wiring looms. So it means you can have anything from your single light bar up to your 4 driving lamps. These fantastic kits come with all the connectors you need, right the way through to the inline fuses and the wiring looms on the end, with plenty of fly lead length to allow you to wire in your side lights or your main beams wherever you need them to be. As you note on this loom, these are the 4-pin kits, but for various different lights you may need different connectors. We have got a full compatibility list down below. So one of the other really nice features we've got here is these adapter cables from OZZ, and what they do is allow you to simplify your loom, but also enable you to have an IP67 or 68 waterproof connection all the way through the vehicle. What this means is when you take your 4-pin loom from your vehicle onto your DT connector there, you can split that down into your amber and white DRLs and still have a nice solid connection into the vehicle. So your power will go into there and it will split down to a 2-pin DT kit for your power and earth. Similarly, they also offer the same kit for the 6-pin version and for the smaller 3-pin versions. So another fantastic option is these splitter kits. These allow you to expand your existing wiring loom without additional wiring kits. Effectively, this splitter takes your single 3-point DT kit at one end, splits it into 2 brand new connections, allow you to expand another light into your existing loom. One of the other nice features about OZZ Lights is their e-approval. With that, it means you get this nice blue lead here and you plug this in rather than the red boost lead. This means that your lights will be compliant wherever you are in the world due to local legislation or laws. So while this looks absolutely horrendous, it's actually really simple. There's a full instructional guide on the back of the actual box itself, as well as an online tutorial. So the main wires that you'll be interested in are your main 12-volt feed. This will come from your battery up to the relay. What that'll do is provide power to your lights through the relay, protecting your switch system and ultimately your vehicle. This is the earth cable for the loom. This just needs to go to either an earth point or your battery. So as this is a kit for 2 lights, we've got 2 sets of signal cables for the DRLs. These will go to the lights. Also on this, we've got our green cable here. This is our signal cable, so you have the signal in for the side light function. And then finally, you've got your blue cable here. This is your signal cable from your headlight. So effectively, this takes the main beam function, feeds it to the relay, and allows your lights to come on and off with the actual main beam itself. We've got 2 yellow and 2 white. These are actually paired wires for each lamp. So you need a yellow wire and a white wire. This will control your orange DRL and your white DRL. These are individual to each lamp, so check which wires correspond to which lamp before making the connections permanent. If you like the 2 orange wires, for example, if you've got 2 lamps in the kit, you can wire them to the same trigger point. Same with the white wires. If you're using the same lamps on the front of the vehicle, for example, and you want the same DRLs, you can wire them to the same trigger point. Another good option with these wires is you can wire the DRLs to a 3-position switch. So you have your trigger wire from whatever your side light is or your permanent feed for the DRLs. And then you can go into a 3-position switch. What you can do there is then have your output as one as being the yellow wire for your orange DRL and one as being the white wire for your white DRL. And then the center position being off. So these 2 green wires that we have here, these are actually the signal wires or the trigger wires for the side lights or the position lamps. So effectively, this takes your existing loom in your vehicle and lets the loom know that you've turned the side lights on or you've turned your DRLs on. The final option with the wires is there's a little green wire. This is for your R65 connection, so your warning light. This is also a synchronization light that allows you to sync up your lights if you've got multiples fitted, as well as different sorts of the lights featuring the warning light function. So one of the fantastic features with the R65 warning light functions on the OZZ Lights is they are compatible with one another. So they will sync up, as you can see, across various different combinations of flashing. So there is a fly wire in there, which is the signal wire for those lights to sync them all together and then obviously change the cycle modes that they're in. You can put this to a momentary switch in the cab to press when you want to sync through those light settings. So one of the fantastic features about OZZ is just the sheer volume of configurations that you can have. Anything from the little short 9-inch light bars right up to our brand new square 9-inch driving lights shown here. All of these lights feature different connections. That's why there's a number of cable kits on offer, right up from the 2-pin Deutsch connectors to the 3-pin, the 4-pin and the 6-pin. These also come in a number of configurations to allow you to have any number of lights fitted to your vehicle, whether that be from the 2-light, a single light or a 4-light configuration. So the brand new square lights use a 6-pin DT connection to wire them into your vehicle, so you need a 6-pin wiring loom for that, whereas the XR2 P9s and P7s use a 4-pin Deutsch connector, so you need a 4-pin wiring loom for that. Again, all the compatibility is on our website and the link below. What I will say is it's absolutely imperative to get the right lights with the right looms, and for that reason our sales team are on hand on the phone and by email to help you along in that. So one of the other outstanding things from OZZ is the fact that there's a number of ways that you can mount your lights. Everything from number plate light mounts like this, which come in either a 2-light, 3-light or 4-light, both for the P7 and the P9 lights, allowing you to fit 4 driving lamps to the front of your vehicle, right the way through to their non-damaging crash bar fitment, which allows you to fit these brackets behind the bumper onto the crash bar of the vehicle, allowing you to fit your light bars up to 20 inches wide. Finally, we've got these universal mounting brackets here for the LED light bars or driving lights. They're a great addition, meaning you can mount them to your roof rack, your roof bars, wherever you need them to be really, allowing you lots of different variations of fitment and profile. I hope that was really helpful. There's obviously a lot to cover here and there's lots and lots of configurations, which is personalised to you. If you ever need any help at all, just give us a ring or drop us an email and we're here to help. As I said, the compatibility list is in the link below and we'll hope to catch you in the next one.